Hi, Equals. This is Kim, and on my channel, Kim Perfect TV, I talk about LGBT issues. And June just happens to be Pride Month, and this happens also to be the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots. For those of you who are unfamiliar, this Stonewall was a bar in New York City where the cops frequently raided the place and arrested the patrons just for being there. And then there was some charges around, like dressing in a way that was not stereotypical of your legal gender, that kind of stuff. Anyway, eventually folks got fed up, particularly trans women of color, and they have a reason. They are statistically the most likely to be victimized by particularly law enforcement. Yeah, it was a riot. There was fighting involved. It took several days. You can Google it and get more history around it. But this 2019 is the 50th anniversary. The Stonewall riots occurred in 1969, June of 1969. Interestingly, if you're a history buff, then go look at the dates that the U.S. Supreme Court has made positive LGBT rulings, and you'll find that they tend to be at the end of June, particularly June 26th. It's kind of become a thing to release pro-LGBT SCOTUS rulings on June 26th. Anyway, another thing you can Google. So what I wanted to talk about today, since it is Pride Month, is this whole concept of white pride. It comes up every year, folks. And it's the same group of people who have an issue with a people of color only group on campus. White guys in general, and sometimes white women get involved in this, they're like, well, we want our own space. We want our space that's free of people of color. We want our own space that's free of LGBT people. Okay, in a way, I kind of get that, but here's the actual truth. The world, culture, is set up for you. I'm a white woman myself. I don't happen to be straight, but I am a white woman. I'm a cisgender white woman. Right? And the world, for the most part, with the exception of my intimate relationships, is set up for me. When I go places, I see people who look like me. I walk into just about any place I go, and the majority of people there are white. The world is set up for me, at least here in the United States. I think that there is fear here. I think all the time, any kind of time we get into this, there is fear. I know that pride, so pride for LGBT people, does have some basis in fear. We don't feel like we can be ourselves, our whole beings, out in the rest of the world because it's not set up for us. I think that's, to some extent, and I'm speaking for people, so correct me if I'm wrong, that people of color have the same issue. There's some fear, right? Whether it's physical, emotional, psychological, social, whatever, there's some fear around bringing their whole selves to society around them. It's not set up for them. It is set up for white, straight, cisgender people, at least here in the United States. So why do white, cisgender, straight people, some of them, have such an issue with LGBT people having a thing of their own, or people of color having a thing of their own? I'm curious as to why you think that why straight, white, cisgender people have this thing. It's got to be fear. This kind of stuff is always based in fear. It'd be interesting to figure out what that fear is. I did a recent post along these lines, and I'll post it up here. That's why I'm pointing here. That's where it'll appear. Okay. Anyway, what is that fear, do you think, of LGBT people having a pride parade? Is it because they think that we would deny them pride in themselves? Maybe they think that somehow they think that we think we're better than they are. All right, this is wild. I've never heard that particular thought bandied around as a real thing. Sometimes people joke about it, that that life might be easier as an LGBT person in some respects. But I don't think that's a serious argument that somehow we think we're better. We're just different, and different is fine, and different should be embraced. Straight, white, cisgender people bring a lot to our society. LGBT people, people of color, queer people of color bring a lot to society. Why would we want to limit that diversity of thought and experience? And why would we want to minimize that? Now, okay, so why the LGBT space? Why not just have people pride? This is along the lines of all people matter instead of Black lives matter. So people's lives matters, or everyone matters. It's the same kind of argument. White, cisgender, straight people are not under attack. Maybe that's a strong word, but I'm going to use it today. Under attack by the system, our institutionalized systems, as well as by some individual people, right? In the same way that people of color are, that LGBT people are, that Muslim people are. It's just not the same. And to lump us all, just like let's have human pride, or let's do the all lives matter argument, erases the problem. It erases the fact that not everyone is treated equitably, fairly in society. And no matter how much we want to say, well, if you just acted this way, or if you just acted that way, life would be so much better for you. No. That's putting either heteronormativity or, white supremacy, white nationalism, whatever you want to call it, trying to compel, to conform people to a way of thinking and behaving because it makes you, white, cisgender, straight person, feel safer. Do I want you to feel safe? Yes, I do. But somehow I want to work to help you feel safe while also embracing how everybody is different and that we're not the same and that we shouldn't be forced to conform. I'm trying to figure that out. And I'm hoping you're coming along on the ride with me and that you'll share in the comments below your thoughts around this. What is up with this whole white pride parade thing? Is it any different than white nationalism? It's a question. Anyway, it's enough for today. I'm going to keep it short because I got more to film. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the red subscribe button. I'd love to hit 100 subscribers. I got to 60. All right, let's head for 70 this week. And then you can also hit the red bell wherever it is, and that will notify you every time I put up a new video. I hope you have a great week, equals. Bye.